So, we're on a huge company site here, which has probably been abandoned for at least 20 years, maybe even longer, no idea. It's been used as a dumping ground. As you can see, there's trash everywhere. There were also some nice pictures. Now let's take a closer look around here and see what else we can discover. As you all know, I always like to... Maybe we can get around here. There's still a big hall next door, and that's open too. We'll get in there as well. First, there's this big hall, so let's go in next door. Carefully, of course, watching out for broken glass, as always. All these big panes, and a huge empty hall here. There are still car parts lying around. Maybe cars were once dismantled here. People definitely drove around here with cars. You can see the tire tracks, bends and all. Oh look, is that door open? What's over there? There are also car seats lying around, toilets. Let's check out what it looks like outside. There are several halls. Hall, hall, hall. Okay, turning off the flashlight now. We're not going that way for now. Now we've got a beaten path. Maybe we'll take another look at that later. Let's see. For now, let's head into the big hall here. First, a break. And then I'll start another night video in a moment. There are some nice graffiti pieces here. A beautiful bird here. Another picture of a woman. Another big hall. There's a hall back there, down below. Adjacent. There are still some good bricks here. We have new stones there. Still wrapped up this one. Huge halls here. They built these things here. Have a look. This has remained common practice. We probably didn't want to close it, but rather forget about it. No idea. Like everything is closed here. Have a look. So we won't be here for long. Let's see if we can find another way somewhere. There's also a lot of trash here. The whole hall is full. Cool, or rather here. I don't know what kind of strange trenches were here either. All around behind every hall. Large trenches. I'm saying that maybe there was something there from the LBG some time ago before there was a furniture store there. No idea. I don't know it. In any case. And then in Munich there was probably a furniture store that was closed after the reunification. Probably around the year 2000. You'd have to look it up, but I'd guess it's been closed for about 20, maybe 25 years. So let's assume that's the case. Let's see if we can get in up here into the big hall to see what it looks like. Seems like everything is welded shut here too. Yeah, that's open. Then let's see if there's anything left in there. There's something else there too, isn't there? So, how does it look here? Is there anything left? Well, theoretically, there could be something back here too. There's a fence here, but there's nothing left. There's a fence here and cars. There's nothing left here. There's a fence here and cars. So, you can't go any further back there. Let's go back to the hall. Now let's go into the last hall that's on the premises. Another huge place. It was completely empty. Someone painted Monopoly Men here quite nicely. Car parts, detached seats, and here, we see a Monopoly Man with guns. Here, right here, we can go a little bit further back. Now somehow into another, much larger hall. But even there, unfortunately, we can't go any further at all. Unfortunately, I truly can't film anything now. I really don't think so. They somehow presented the Polar here. This impressive Lego Polar set. You absolutely can't get in anywhere here, not even upstairs either. They've completely closed it off too. The door is also securely locked, so you genuinely can't go any further there either. To Hannah. Amazingly, there is only one block here and you pass the block. Here the bar was not completely downgraded, for whatever reason. Maybe they forgot? No idea. Everything here has already been walled up, with fresh wall patches. These were really huge halls. Everything here and everything used to be a furniture store. Simply made a size too big, I would say. Out here in the middle of nowhere. How can anyone out here, in the middle of nowhere, come up with the idea to build such a huge furniture store so far from everything? There's nothing left here either. You just can't go any further. Everything here is barricaded. We can't go any further here. The whole wall is bricked up. Everything here is bricked up too. We can't get into the big hall. There's still a little bit left standing somehow, and there are some other interesting things here, but everything is really extremely empty. I think, judging by how it looks outside, they've already started the demolition work. Everything here is being torn down, just like most of the lost places. The era of lost places is simply over. The 90s and probably the 2000s were the heyday. But now, even out in the countryside, or deep in the forest, as we have already noticed, everything is being torn down. No matter where, right? So, there's a hole here, look. Can you get through there or what? No idea. There has to be another child there, then maybe you can squeeze through. They have a hut here. Have a look. Look there, right. Can you get further there? Maybe as a child, yes, but definitely not as an adult man. Did I go into a basement? Yes, at the main entrance. They wrote just a few days ago that they were in here. I don't get it. Watch out, there's a hole here. Let's go around to the left here. Now further. Here's another machine room. Boiler room. There was only the heating system here. Nothing else either. Here's another toilet. There's nothing there. Maybe here. Nothing, all empty. We need to take a look from outside to see if, the unit is back there. Yeah, let's do that. We'll see that here first. Alright. There's also still... You can see how everything has been smashed up. An even bigger room. Already completely wrecked. Yeah, everything here too. There's another little room here. And we keep going. Everything is being cleared out. Everything has already been stolen. Just a bunch of control cabinets. Now, let's not end here. Let's take a look at the main building. Up there, a long one. So, here again, now the huge hall. Let's take another look from the back. This is probably some rural scavenger hunt, because it's really in the middle of nowhere. It's so far out here that people just never came here at all. Probably closed due to a lack of customers. That's my guess. There's nothing here. Now let's head back. There's no way through here. We'd better head back to the car for a moment, because it's too dangerous to leave the car alone here for too long. Like I said, we're way out here. There's a lot of tingling here. People around. Strangely, we can't get in down there. Now up in the hole, there's another hole, but that one is welded shut. No idea what's in there. For now, we can't get in. There might still be a way in somehow. We'll check it out again. But at the moment, it doesn't look good. Now comes the Mobikang. It's all empty there too. There's building material here too. There's building material here. It's like they already wanted to build something here. There's a speaker attached here. Here too. There's a speaker here too. There's a speaker here. There's a speaker there. That would also be a plinge. Somewhere around here there was a ditch not long ago. They've blocked off the hall here. It's completely closed off. I've got a big concrete block in front, which were actually already banned by Lego. Because Lego said that it violates the Jamaica protection patent since they look like Lego bricks. And those kinds of blocks were actually banned. Wait, no one out here is going to see this anyway. Alright, let's keep looking around here. Apparently something has already been torn down here too. Maybe it was renovated, I don't know. But it looks more like they're starting to demolish things here. A sign has also been replaced here. That already looks... It won't be standing here much longer. Everything has been torn down here. There are actually a lot of buildings here. I really wouldn't have expected that. And such a huge area here as well. Everywhere there's another building and another one. One building is attached to the next. I don't know if we'll be able to get in here somehow. Let's take a look around the back. There's also a strong fence everywhere. Somewhere in here. Let's see. It looks like everything is closed up here. Let's see where we have to get in from the back. It's open at the top. It's open at the top. You can get in here. I don't know if there's anything open further back there. It's open at the top. We have to carefully go up. Here it's open. Careful. Now we're up here in a huge hall. There are also some graffiti here. I hope the car is still parked outside. A lot of people have been hanging around here. Now even higher. Now up onto this huge thing. Onto this Saxon giant. Whatever is going on here. Just to climb up on the Saxon giant. And what else awaits here? I'm a bit nervous here. They're always driving around. For decades you just have to be careful that no one steals the car here, or I don't know, damages it. If you look at the view from outside here, he said he would still... Let's take another look at this elevator. Old elevator. There's nothing here, right? Why? Say that again. Watch out, there's crap here, watch out. Someone already took a dump here, probably because it was so exciting. Whenever things get exciting, people just crap everywhere. You have to be careful about that. Now, carefully heading back down again. Let's leave the Saxon Giant now and check out the other halls. There are still stalls everywhere, but for example, you can't get into the big one here. Everything around here is barricaded. Let's keep looking over here. This also looks like it's been walled up already, but maybe we can still get in somewhere. I think this place has been standing here for at least 20 years. Roughly, that's my guess. 20 years. Here again, the famous Merkel pullers, which, as I said, are actually already banned because normally Lego has filed a lawsuit and claimed the rights for themselves. For these studded barricades that are standing everywhere here. Back here is an entrance. Let's take a look upstairs. All the windows are already welded shut. Let's keep looking. Maybe there's a way to get in here somehow. There's definitely a beaten path here. Everything here is welded shut, too. We still haven't found an entrance yet. Maybe over here. Ouch, thorns. Here in the main building, even in the basement. There's water in the basement. I just saw it. Everything is welded shut. No entrance possible. There would be a hatch here, but there's water in the basement down there, too. Trash and everything. Of course, it would be dangerous for me to crawl down there. A real door here, and somehow an entrance at the window up there. Unfortunately, there isn't one. Maybe over here. Everything is closed up here, too. This hall is completely sealed off. Wait a minute, there's a window here. Nope, that's closed, too. There are curtains, but from the inside, something's there. Looks like it's bricked up or something. Brick supports from the inside, and the curtains left hanging. Well, that's something. What a shame. They've built an entire wall here. Out of these Merkel bricks here. The whole front is completely bricked up. Costs are up again here. Well, that's something. All according to their wishes. Yeah, the glory days are unfortunately over. There's still quite a lot going on here. But like I said, it's in the middle of nowhere. Nobody comes here. That's why it just wasn't worth it anymore here. They've already stolen some stones here. Multi-story buildings here. Now several stories high. Let's see if we can find an entrance somewhere. According to the Omexer maps, everything should actually be open. But it looks like they've really sealed it off. But that must have happened only recently. The barriers haven't been here long. Everything must have been accessible to the public not too long ago. Maybe we'll still find the entrance. Let's see. So far, everything looks closed off here. Strange. According to the latest reports on the Urbex maps, it actually said everything was open, that you could just walk right in. There used to be a huge parking lot here. Now it's all overgrown. But you can still tell it was once a massive parking lot, probably well frequented at some point. Maybe we can get in from back there somehow, through the other hall, I don't know. There's something here, but it could probably be a lot harder, right? Let's see. And of course the wall is closed off too. It's almost too good to be true. Everything's closed, strangely enough. How do we get in here? Oh, there's a lot of trash here, of course. Graffiti. There's even an Audi grill lying there. Maybe you can get through here somehow. Here. There's another path. I'll take a look around here. No, it doesn't go any further. It doesn't go any further. And here? Maybe we can get further here. There's a morgue here. Go ahead. There could be something lying inside here. It's closed, but that's not true. Weird container. Should we try to get through somewhere back there? Do we have to crawl through there? No, we're not going through there either. Forget it. You can't get through there either. Now let's take a look here. See what kind of cabinets these are. There were some kind of control cabinets here. Maybe this one's open. Almost. But only almost. We could always get through here. In the big hall, somehow it has internal bolts, and you open it down there. Up here it's open. But down below, there's a bolt. Man, if the smell in here is right, it's pretty nasty in this room. Everything here. Let's go through here again. It looks like there used to be a huge elevator here. Here is the really big hall. As I said, it's multi-story, a huge hall. You can look through, take a peek inside, but everything is welded shut. Unfortunately, everything is welded shut. You can't get in here. There's an elevator here now, but not anymore. Too bad. But there has to be an entrance somewhere. Let's keep looking. Maybe we'll still find an entrance. Here we found another parked car. Some kind of caravan. I don't know what model it is. If you know, you can write it in the comments. We found it here in the hall. The ones we saw earlier from the other side. I actually thought it was a boat. From the outside, it looked like a boat, but it's some kind of caravan. So, that's it for now. Now let's keep looking. Maybe we'll really find another entrance to the big hall somewhere. That would be nice.